The Poppy Playtime movie just got a massive update along with a brand new book with some huge secrets, some big merch updates, and a ton of other content coming to the games you don't want to miss. So starting off simple, on May 7th, the Poppy Playtime orientation notebook finally released out into the public. And with the book's release, they dropped a mini trailer showing some of the pages early, including some blueprints of the prototype at the end that we've never seen before. And while I'm currently working on a full video about the secrets hidden in the book, a ton of things have already been found, like some references to the park area, which we've only ever seen in chapter 3 once and is theorized to be the next chapter 4 location, and even some new bigger bodies and characters I won't spoil until my video, so make sure you're subscribed for that. But outside of the book's release, the devs have also confirmed there are going to be multiple new books coming in the coming months and years already, as over on their website they dropped a new article titled Mob Entertainment and Scholastic forge multi-year partnership extending Poppy Playtime into multiple book genres for audiences worldwide. And in the article, they tell us that Mob Entertainment has signed a deal with company Scholastic, the creators of the last book, to create, quote, an exciting array of genres awaiting eager readers. The collaboration will explore diverse storytelling landscapes from young adult novels to visually stunning graphic novels. The release of the Poppy Playtime orientation notebook is just the beginning of what promises to be a thrilling lineup of books. So this confirms to us that there's going to be a bunch of books releasing throughout Poppy Playtime's lifetime, which was sort of a given considering literally every other indie horror game has done the same. And it seems like there's going to be a wide variety of books coming soon, which is always nice to hear. Although I hope they are careful about how much they end up releasing, because I really don't want another FNAF situation. In other merch news, the devs last month have softly announced that there is going to be a Dog Day monster plush releasing at some point in the future after hitting a like goal on Twitter, which I'm sure will look insane if it actually becomes a real thing. Plus, some other licensors have released smaller pieces of merch, like GH's has dropped some Catnap and Dog Day keychains, while over in Japan, they are getting tons of Chapter 3 merch, like bags, buttons, more keychains, stickers, Huggy, Kissy, and Mommy backpacks, which look a bit creepy, and much more. So if you're looking for Poppy Playtime merch, just travel across the planet and you'll be covered. In other news, recently, the official Poppy Playtime artist Amber, who made my own smiling critter Sweet Sheep, has actually dropped some new official art of what Sweet Sheep would have looked like as a poster in the game, which obviously never happened. But I love this design, and maybe we can get them in chapter 4, so let's get hashtag Sweet Sheep in the comments below. More importantly, a few months ago now, Roblox game Poppy Playtime Forever released to a pretty mixed reception due to it being a buggy mess, and it still is. But since then, they've added a ton of updates, including new character Boxy Boo, puzzle pillars, and even new hands with tons of custom maps to play from. So I must admit, this game is a lot better. I recommend rechecking it out, even if it still is a bit broken at times. But moving on to the big news, the Poppy Playtime movie just got a huge update. See, all the way back in April of 2022, it was announced that Poppy Playtime would be becoming a movie in the coming years, partnering with the creators Studio 71, known for smaller horror movies such as VHS, with hopes to have producer Roy Lee behind the film as well, responsible for titles such as the Lego Movie and It, which were a pretty big hit on release. But since then, there hasn't been many updates on the film at all, making people wonder what in the world happened to the movie. They've told us a few things on places like Discord, like that they wanted to use some CGI elements and that we were going to get an update soon, but other than that, we haven't actually heard anything officially in years. That is until today. As fast forward to a couple days ago, out of nowhere, the devs tweeted saying, Mob Entertainment and Legendary Entertainment partner to bring Poppy Playtime to the big screen, seemingly dropping Studio 71 from the film's production, giving us some cute promotional artwork also done by Amber to celebrate the update. And going to the accompanied article, we are told video game Poppy Playtime getting movie treatment via Legendary, which reads, beating out several competitive offers, Legendary has closed an aggressive deal with Mob Entertainment to develop and produce a live-action feature adaptation of Poppy Playtime, a horror game featuring the toys turned monsters. Which first off tells us a couple of things. For one, they tell us they closed an aggressive deal, which makes it sound like they are super eager about producing this film now and might actually be entering pre-production at least sometime soon. And secondly, they also confirmed to us officially that the movie will be live action. this is something we've heard rumored and talked about by the devs multiple times before, but this is our first time hearing officially that the movie will in fact be in live action, which means I better get a cameo when filming eventually starts. Furthermore, the article reads, Legendary will develop and produce along with Mob Entertainment and Angry Films' Don Murphy and Susan Montford, who recently finished filming horror movie Faces of Death for the company, which seems to confirm that now this movie will be produced by the company Legendary Entertainment and producers Don Murphy and Susan Montford. And this is actually a pretty good sign in my opinion, because Legendary Entertainment have made a ton of big movies, from Godzilla vs. Kong to even some horror movies like Trick or Treat, which is an extremely wide range of genuinely solid films. And this is along with Don and Susan, who also have a solid track record of working on big films. This is a significantly better sign than what we had in 2022 with Studio 71, a media company who at the time had only made a couple of movies and some other random things like the Psycho series documentary. This new partnership gives off the vibe that this will actually be a fully fledged movie with plans to be much more than just a cash grab of a film, which a lot of people, me included, were worried about with the original announcement. In terms of what this movie will be about, it's really hard to say for sure with how little info there is about the film's actual plot, although the devs have stated on multiple occasions that their original plans for the film were to make it in the general universe of Poppy Playtime, rather than it just being a retelling like what we saw with the Five Nights at Freddy's movie last year, meaning most likely this film will take place either before or after the events of the first game. More specifically, with how much they've mentioned Huggy Wuggy of all characters in the articles and promo for the film, along with him basically being the face of the franchise at this point, it seems all but certain that he will definitely show up in the movie, meaning it will likely be a prequel to the game after he died in Chapter 1. Now, this film announcement hasn't been without a bit of controversy, because they again are announcing a film before the actual game has even been finished, which seems to be a bit early for the creators, and I still agree with that completely if it releases anytime soon. However, something I don't think many people remember is that Chapter 3's development only took the devs a few months to make from start to finish, despite the big break in time while they were making other titles like Project Playtime. And they've already said Chapter 4 and beyond will take a similar amount of time, so we won't have to wait years for these games to finish anymore, meaning that ideally the game will be fully completed within the next couple of years, assuming there's only 2 or 3 chapters left max. And as we've seen, the creators have only just now striked a deal with new producers, meaning the movie isn't really even in pre-production and will probably take years to get past the script writing, casting calls, filming, and its eventual release. So chances are the movie won't even be released until well after the games are done anyway, so I don't really get that criticism. But this is a really good sign. I wasn't really a big fan of the movie idea from the start and still am unsure on how I feel about it, but I'll admit that this is a great step in the right direction from the devs to partner with people with real movie experience. Plus, they're already teasing possible cameos like Jacksepticeye being in the film, so maybe they'll have room for one more. But things are actually looking great, and I'll always give them credit for that, so make sure you guys are subscribed to not miss any future updates.